Okay, for tonight's homework, I'd like you to copy all the work for these problems and turn this work in tomorrow. So here we go. These first ones. Again, I want you to see when you have an equation adding 4 to both sides, dividing both sides by 2, that is only one answer. X equals 7 is the only solution to this equation. On a number line would be a big solid dot on 7. If I was to check this answer, I would take that 7, plug it in for x. So 2 times 7 placed in there where x used to be, minus 4 should give me 14 minus 4 equals 10. 14 minus 4 does indeed equal 10. 10 equals 10. It shows that 0.7 is a solution to that equation. True statement. This is an inequality. Solve the same way, adding 4, but bring down the 2x and bring down this inequality symbol. Don't put an equal there. It's not an equation. It's an inequality. 14. Divide both sides by 2, and that gives me x is less than or equal to 7. I want you to translate that into words. Less than is the one that looks most like an L. X is less than or equal to 7. So that means on your number line, hopefully you know zeros in the middle. I got 7 on the right, negative 7 on the left. It will be a closed dot, closed circle because of the inequality less than or equal to. So on that 7 solid dot, shade it to the left. I want you to see that all these numbers are solutions to this inequality. Any of these numbers from 7 to negative infinity. I'm going to choose 0 because it's an easy one right in the middle. So take that 0, plug that in where x used to be. 2 times 0 minus 4 less than or equal to 10 gives me 0 minus 4, which is negative 4. And again, I'm not looking for equal numbers. I'm just looking for a true statement. Negative 4 is less than or equal to 10. That is true. It proves that point in this range is a solution to that inequality. And again, if you had to do this in interval notation, it would be measured from left to right, from negative infinity rounded to 7 square, because you will have to change these to interval notation. All right, next problem. A little bit harder. I'm going to have you add 4 to both sides, but remember to bring down this negative with the 2x more than 16. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. That's what switches your inequality, dividing it by that negative 2. So that inequality is not going to be more than anymore. It's going to switch to less than. So x is less than negative 8. And again, you switch it because this used to be negative, now positive. Used to be positive, now negative. This will be a open circle, open dot. So on 8, negative, open circle, arrow to the left. If I was to check these, any number less than negative 8 but not negative 8. If I was to write this in interval notation, it would be negative infinity to negative 8 rounded. All right, next problem. Variables on both sides. So again, start by adding the plain number on the left, adding that 4, the opposite of minus 4, bring everything else down, the 2x, the inequality, the 4x, plus 10. Stay on this side, eliminate the 4x, minus 4x, minus 4x. Goes away, gives me 2 minus 4x, negative 2x, more than or equal to 10. And then right here, finally a step different than adding stuff, dividing by negative 2. That switches my inequality. So it's not going to be more than or equal to, it's going to switch to less than or equal to negative 5. translate it into words, x is less than or equal to or less than 5. So that would be on -5, a closed circle to the left. And again, not all graphs are going to be less than. Just these examples were all less than. Closed to the left. If I was to plug in a point here, I could plug in -5 or any number less than -5. Interval notation from -infinity to -5 square. Alright, last problem. I want you to, and again right here, I'm reviewing, you will need to know how to change these inequalities to interval notation. Measure from left to right. Left, -infinity, to the right boundary, square on that 5. That is interval notation equivalent to this set notation. Alright, last one. I want you to practice solving these literal equations. I'm going to have you solve for y, the most common one of all, getting these in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to start by getting rid of the 4x, -4x, -4x. These cancel away. Bring down the negative with the 5. Don't just bring down 5y, -5y equal -4x plus 20. I cannot add these. These are unlike terms. Practice writing the x1 first and the number second. Now, I'm not going to add 5. This is -5 times y. So the opposite, divide everything by -5. Split this up into -4x over its -5 plus 20 divided by its own -5. This will simplify to +4/5 x minus 4. If I was to graph that, that would be at -4 on the y-axis, and then my run is 5, rise is 4. Write 5 up 4 from -4 on the y-axis. Write this, show it to me. Good luck.